welcome to the kitchen where I am stewing some peaches during today's update. Been quite a few days since I last recorded a video. I guess partly because I had quite a few other avenues going on for communication with the wider world, so I didn't feel like I needed to get anything out anymore because I was already getting it out. And partly because I was busy, go figure. But my computer's just updating to Windows, the latest version of Windows, and I should probably keep an eye on these feijoas, so it's a good time to record a video. So New Zealand is at 589 cases today. We had our first death yesterday on the west coast, which sucks, but kind of inevitable. Here's hoping that there's not many more. And the last 3 days, so today, yesterday, the day before, we've seen a flattening of the number of new confirmed cases. And we're still doing, I think it's something like, I might have this wrong, but it's thousands anyhow of tests every day. So it's really nice that we're seeing a flattening. Everyone's saying, hey, don't everyone celebrate quite yet. We're probably going to see things escalate and get worse before they get better over the next 10 days. It's kind of what they're saying. And then also the general talk about the town is most likely the 4-week lockdown period is going to be longer than 4 weeks, which sucks, but you got to do what you got to do. There are lots of reports as well saying, the fact that we've gotten ahead of the curve on this, gotten into our lockdown early, will, long term benefit us. So it's the old, someone compared it to the that experiment they do with kids. They put a marshmallow in front of them and they say, okay, I'm going to leave the room now, and if that marshmallow is still on the table when I get back, you'll get a second marshmallow. And that's kind of what we're doing now. Apart from marshmallows of people dying and everyone going back to their normal lives. Had a rough couple of days. So I was like, after my last video, I had come to terms with the situation, was kind of getting into the swing of it, got a heap of hobbies and things to do, and then took the dog for a walk at our local off-leash dog sort of area, with the knowledge that people aren't to pet each other's dogs, and basically it was a little bit wet, the ground, and being a greyhound, he was going high speeds and he slid and got some pretty bad cuts to all 4 legs. So it's been a stressful few days. That happened on Saturday, so we went to the vet on Saturday, who temporarily patched him up because he didn't have the resources to do stitching then and there. And today's Monday, and we've just got him back from getting stitches today. So expensive, which sucks when I'm unemployed, and also we're going to have a whiny baby on our hands for the next week because he's going to be in pain and also not allowed to go for walks, not longer than necessary to do his business kind of walks. So that's going to be an additional challenge, which stressed me out. I also went to the supermarket today. I was hopeful that it would be less hectic than the last time I went, because everyone's kind of calmed down and, you know, gotten used to the situation, no more panic buying, all that jazz. Plus Monday afternoon, hopefully lots of people working from home, and I had to queue for 20 minutes before getting into the supermarket. And I don't resent any of this, it's just, I guess this is how things are, and they're doing what, you know, what they need to make things safer. So this is how it was. I queued for 20 minutes to get in, and actually everyone was keeping their distance, which was really nice. Then inside the supermarket, there were less people in there, so that's good. But of, you know, the less people, lots of them weren't overly worried about keeping their distance. There was one super frazzled lady that I encountered who purchased, she had a massive trolley. It looked like she was throwing a party. She had all sorts of fancy cheeses and beverages and whatnot. And she was just super frazzled, and the guy at the checkout had to help her pack her bags because she was just not coping. And she, while checking out, she had to run off twice to grab things that she'd forgotten. And I sort of thought, okay, well, I'm stressed out by this situation, but I'm nowhere near as bad as her, so puts things into perspective. And from some of the stuff she was putting in her cart, looks like she's got at least 2 kids. So yeah, I imagine it's a pretty rough time for people with kids at the moment. I mean, rough in some ways and incredible in other ways. Awesome family time, and all that. So pros and cons. Thought I saw a bug. What else? I've applied to try and get some financial support because I was technically self-employed. So it's really weird, the online, like the application form, you don't give any details whatsoever about the nature of your self-employment. I'm guessing once they get your case they ask you for that, but it seems like they could have asked for more evidence up front, because if I were looking at the information that I provided, I'd be like, why is she like, she has no right to this money. So I don't know what the deal is, whether they're just being pretty lenient with everyone or pretty harsh, or they're just open-minded. It's not a particularly efficient process and they just give everyone a call. Don't know. What else has happened? Had a really awesome, I think it was something like 10-way Zoom with the family yesterday, which was very cool. And actually Auntie Carol sent through a fantastic recipe for a feijoa cake, and I went to the supermarket and there was no flour available. So there are 3 things on my list. Well, there are more than 3, but 3 important things on my list. Impactful things on my list I didn't get. Flour, feijoa flavoured cider for Ro, and avocados. I think avocados must just be out of season, so but yeah, annoying that flour is still out of stock. So no feijoa cake, I'm just stewing them up instead. Yeah, I think at this stage, where I'm at is I don't like going out in public because I just treat everyone like they've got it and I don't want to get it. So it's quite stressful being around people and not trusting them because you don't know who you can trust to stay away. So, and there are so many more people out on the streets because heaps of, everyone's stuck at home, so people are going out for walks and stuff more regularly. So going outside of our property is a little bit stressful. Love our neighbours. We have the occasional chat across the fence with them, which is wonderful. And yeah, love that there's so much online connection with various people. That's really, really cool. I really I'm thinking a lot about, once we get through the lockdown, what the next step is. And not normality, but one step down. So is it certain businesses open again? Is it they let certain people out of their house, out about their normal lives every now and then? What's it going to be like? And for me, it's how soon can we move house down to Christchurch, and can I get a job? Those are kind of my two priorities, particularly because winter's coming and this place doesn't have any form of underfloor insulation, not even a ground sheet. So if you're stuck in here all day, you get cold. So yeah, getting out of here and getting a job are kind of my two main focuses. And one of my new hobbies that I've acquired is Reddit, and I'm actually going to see if anyone's posted I'd be interested just to see a bunch of people's speculations on, what would be one step down from what we're currently doing. What would that look like? So yeah, that's kind of what's on my mind. Other than that, yeah, I think it's going to be a productive time, and productive, healthy time, because for me and for others, because what I'm doing is lots of home cooking and lots of exercise, and with all my spare time I'm being productive, whether that's, I've just signed up for Yale and a few other Ivy League schools have put some MOOCs up online for free, so I've enrolled in a few of those, and then there's painting and knitting and working on my computer game and stuff like that. So heaps to do, and yeah, it can actually be a really good, beneficial time for everyone, I think, if we make the most of it. So happy doing that, but also really looking forward to the future and really interested to see what happens next. I mean, what happens, but it's sure going to be very interesting. So yeah, call that a day from me, and do another update sometime in the future. Catch you later. Stay safe out there.